Sup, dude? In the 2008 NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls picked Derrick Rose with the first overall pick. He was an extremely explosive 20-year-old point guard fresh off playing one season for the Memphis Tigers. In his freshman year with Memphis, he led them all the way to the national championship, averaging 15 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 5 assists. He had scouts watering at the mouth because he did everything a point guard was supposed to do, and he was also one of the most athletic dudes anyone had ever seen. In his rookie year, he put his athleticism on display and quickly became a fan favorite. The dude was breaking ankles, getting chased down blocks, and converting crazy layups. After playing a healthy 81-game season, D Rose finished averaging 17 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds, winning Rookie of the Year over OJ Mayo. Chicago ended the season with 41 wins and were matched up with the defending champs in the first round. Lucky for the Bulls, the Celtics were missing a very key piece to their puzzle, aka Kevin Garnett, because he was injured and out the entire playoffs. While that didn't exactly make it a walk in the park, it definitely lightened the load. For Game 1, the Bulls traveled to Boston and D Rose put together the greatest debut in playoff history. He scored 36 points, shooting 12 for 19 from the field, and he also had 11 assists. But most importantly, he got the 105-103 dub to go up 1-0 in the series. Game 2 was even crazier. With like 20 seconds left, the Bulls are down 115-113, but then Ben Gordon sunk this double team midi for his 42nd point and tied it up. Sadly for Ben and the Bulls, there was a man named Ray Allen on the court that night, and he busted his load right into their mouth to win the game, tying the series at 1 apiece. Game 3 was a complete buttfuck by the Celtics. They won by 21. Pierce, Allen, and Rondo just couldn't miss. Meanwhile, D Rose had 9 points and 7 turnovers, shooting like 30% from the field. In Game 4, the Celtics' big three kept scorching the Nets, each putting up 20 plus, but Chicago wasn't gonna let them get 2 in a row. The Bulls played a 7-dude rotation, and all 7 dudes scored in double digits. And our dog D Rose was just 1 assist shy of a triple-double with 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 dimes. The power of friendship proved to be too much for Boston as they lost 121-118 in double overtime. Through 4 games, this series had 3 games separated by 1 bucket, and it doesn't stop there. Boston won Game 5 106-104 in overtime, and then Chicago won Game 6 128-127 in triple overtime. With the series tied at 3 apiece, D Rose and the Bulls traveled back to Boston for Game 7, where they would go on to lose by 10 because in the second quarter their game plan was to miss all of their shots and suck ass. Just like that, Derrick's rookie season was over, but that was only the beginning. In year 2, Rose played 78 games and became an all-star after bumping his scoring to 21 a night. Despite his improved play, the Bulls finished with the exact same record as the year before and were matched up against LeBron's 61-win Cavs. To say the least, D Rose and the Bulls stood absolutely no chance against my glorious daddy, King LeBron James. He averaged a damn near 30-point triple-double, 2 blocks, 1 steal a game, and he shot 57% from the field and 54% from 3. He was on some video game shit. D Rose also played really well, averaging 27-7, but it was only enough to win 1 game. The Cavs sent him home in 5. Now this is where the story gets interesting. In only D Rose's 3rd year, he led the Bulls to 62 wins and 1 MVP, becoming the youngest MVP in league history. This MVP selection was kinda controversial. Rose averaged just 25 points and 8 assists, shooting 45% from the field and 33% from 3. Statistically, that's kinda underwhelming for an MVP, but don't get me wrong, I think he deserved it. It's just there were 2 other dudes named Dwight and LeBron who also had a pretty strong case. Dwight was Defensive Player of the Year, averaging 23 points, 14 rebounds, 2.5 blocks, and led the Magic to 52 wins. LeBron averaged 27 points, 7.5 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and he led the Heat to 58 wins. It's definitely close, but if I had to choose either one instead of D Rose, I'd probably pick Dwight. Let me know in the comments who you think should have won it. Come playoff time, the 1-seeded Bulls were matched up against the 8th-seeded Pacers. Chicago won the first 3 games, effectively ending the series there, but then Chicago was feeling nice, so they let Indiana get a win in Game 4, but then they ended it in 5. D Rose averaged 27, 6, and 5, as well as almost 3 steals and a block a game. He was super inefficient though, shooting just 37% from the field and 22% from 3. In the semifinals against Atlanta, he managed to improve his efficiency, and he also pushed his scoring average to 30 a night. It was a close series through 4 games, but the Bulls took control, winning in 6. In the conference finals, D Rose and Chicago matched up against LeBron and the Heatles. Game 1 was a complete domination by the Bulls. LeBron and D Wade were throwing up bricks while the Bulls got buckets. After that though, it was a slaughter by Miami. They won 4 straight games and moved on to the finals. In those 4 losses, D Rose was horribly inefficient, like in the Indiana series. Hate to say it, but he was a big reason they lost. Though you do have to keep in mind it was only his 3rd year in the league, and young dudes be bricking. Now after his third season is where the story gets sad. The 2011-12 season was shortened to 66 games and D Rose played just 39 of them due to injuries. Then when the playoffs rolled around, things got a lot worse. In game 1 of the first round, Tom Thibodeau for some reason had Rose in the game when they were up double digits with a minute left. This would prove to be one of the stupidest decisions a coach has ever made. With a minute left in the game, D Rose jumped up for a shot, came down and tore his ACL. Because of that injury, he didn't play in the 2012-13 season, and in the 2013-14 season, he injured his meniscus, which limited him to playing only 10 games. When he came back, he obviously wasn't producing the same as he did, and in 2016, the Bulls traded him to the Knicks. His reaction to the news was absolutely heartbreaking.
What's up, E? You lying. You serious?
It's just sad, man. You can click here to watch my last video. It's about prime Dwight Howard. Thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed. Bye, dude.